Good morning, friends. I am just waking up. Just got out of bed. Put on these jeans because they don't have any holes on them. I really don't like that fashion reality of people buying jeans that already have holes in them. I think it's very dumb. Oh, you like my shirt? Thank you, Acacia. I got it at the shirt store, the shirt boutique. This is couture, this shirt. Okay. It means to purchase this shirt, good night, Acacia. It means to purchase this shirt, I had to visit the store several times. That's what makes it couture. I almost went back to sleep myself. I said, well, 6 in the morning, police at my door. Fortunately, while it is 6 in the morning, it's not the case that there are police at my door, which is nice. I'm not a huge fan of having police at my door. No, I just said 6 in the morning, police at my door. It's part of a rap song. It actually says 5 in the morning, I think. It's part of an NWA song. Well, not any police at my door, actually. Even if they were, it would be the sheriff. It wouldn't technically be police, it would be a sheriff. Uh-oh. Eric has a problem he's just remembering about. Some big problem. Namely, he's nearly out of cigarettes. We've got just 2 full-size ones left. And some butts, but I'll smoke this butt right now. Good morning, Dallas. Yeah, well, I have a big problem with it. Because there's this movement in fashion or whatever where people buy jeans that already have holes in them. They purposely buy brand new jeans that already have a hole in them. And if it's around the knee, well, your knee will make that hole bigger until it's unacceptably big. Then you got 2 choices at that point. Choice 1, make cutoffs. Choice 2, just throw them away. So I object to that. Those jeans that I have that have a hole in them, who knows where I got them? Maybe Candace bought them for me. Where a lot of my clothes come from. More holes is not the only solution. Good morning, Hyunji Lim. I like your country's TV shows, K-dramas and stuff. I watch a decent amount of them. Well, there's some of them are a little dark, a little heavy, a little depressing, you know. So, obs, you just have regular jeans and wear them long enough until there's naturally a hole in it. instead of purposefully putting holes in jeans. I do not approve. I'm going to write a formal letter today in this live stream saying, Dear jeans companies, don't put holes in your jeans. It's a bad idea and nobody should be okay with it. They're just stealing part of your jeans before you buy them. That's the only thing that means, there's a hole in your jeans. You want to improve your English. Well, good for you. I am from America. And I'll tell you what, if you really want to learn English, then you can have a free copy of my grammar book. That'll help you a lot. Are you serious, Eric? A free copy of your grammar book? Yes, I am serious. You can have a free copy of my grammar book, a free PDF. I will get it for you right now, okay? Which state? I'm in California. The state of champions, they call it. Actually, they call it the Golden State. All right, here you go. You asked for it, you shall receive. I will get you a copy of my grammar book. The Orderly World of Grammar, it's called. It's for people who really love grammar a lot. All right. I'm going to get the link like this, share. And we're going to put the link right here so that you too can enjoy my wonderful grammar book. Everybody gets a grammar book, yeah. You get a grammar book, and you get a grammar book, and you get a grammar book. Everybody gets a grammar book. California has a lot of Vietnamese? Probably, maybe. I mean, California is a very diverse state. We have a lot of Asians of different kinds. Chinese, Koreans, even some Japanese. Maybe some Vietnamese as well, I'm sure. Although I'm less familiar with Vietnamese in California. They may be not so heavily populated in Los Angeles, where I'm originally from. Now I live up here in beautiful Mariposa. Love from Seattle, says Kimos. Love back from Yosemite. The beautiful National Park of Yosemite greets you back. Originally, I might actually go to Yosemite at some point. We live right next to it. And at one of these days, we might actually even go there. Cameron's coming up to visit. He'll be here on, he said Thursday, I think. Thursday or Friday. So that'll be nice. That'll be fun. He and I can maybe spend a little time together accomplishing a couple of things at the new house. It's possible. Hi, Boba Fett. We even have Little Saigon in California. By the way, I'm from Vietnam, not California. Wow, cool. Good for California having Little Saigon. I do know this, that one thing you can find plenty of in California, including Los Angeles, but not where I live right now, is pho restaurants. A lot of people like pho. Pho, it's spelled P-H-O, but it's like Vietnamese soup. Hi, Mia. How's it going? I hope you and your name are fine. We have here with us today Mamma Mia, the star of Mamma Mia. All is almost never okay. Thanks, but well, having everything be okay is a pretty high bar to me. Yeah, pho is your famous dish. But you have more dishes besides pho. That's good to know. You know what comes from Vietnam also is civet coffee. Vietnamese people invented drinking coffee that's made out of pooped out coffee beans. I know, it sounds weird, but apparently it's delicious coffee. No, it's not necessary to learn the whole grammar for speaking English. But like if somebody's serious about learning English, a good way to do so is to use that grammar book. It's got a lot of exercises in it, and it uses sentence diagramming. They're not raccoon poops. They're civet poops. Raccoon poops is not. Don't try to drink raccoon poop, Boba Fett. That's silly. Yes, you can try to speak English daily so that you can improve. You even could theoretically turn off the caps lock. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. And that really says a lot. So, anyway, I don't like holes in my jeans. My shrimp reproduced for 4 years. This happened. Thousands of earthquakes at Yellowstone and hundreds of thousands are fleeing their homes. Most disturbing deaths at Yosemite National Park. Hold on, I live right next to Yosemite National Park. Most disturbing deaths. Sea Colony Beach Cam. A Bigfoot encounter in Vermont. These are the titles of the videos that are recommended to me. Who or what are these black-eyed beings? Alien hybrids theory. 7 cold cases that were solved with insane twists. The infamous Superman drop tower disaster. The terrifying last minutes of the dancing hiking queen, the Crystal Gonzalez story. The chilling demise of Veronica Lake. This creepy footage is blowing up right now. These are some of the things that YouTube is recommending to me. Now, YouTube recommendations would be a little bit more robust. I'm drinking coffee. Jay Gupta is not good as an American actor. I do not grind my own beans. I get my beans pre-ground at the store. I find it's a better way to go. Mariposa Sasquatches, you're lucky if they wear jeans at all, to be honest, Dulles. A lot of times, they're naked. Is it morning here? Yeah, it's 6:30 a.m. It's just starting to get light outside. And it's not just starting to, but it's relatively line of sight, I guess. Good morning, Elaine. Any progress with your finding your soulmate? As promised, I put the pictures up in the community tab so you could access it. Just print that out, walk around holding it and looking for that guy. You'll be able to tell him kind of easy because he's got ears like dogs, like floppy ears go down like dogs' ears. So that should make him pretty easy to identify. Look for the man with dog ears. And there's your soulmate. His name's Kevin, remember? Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be kind of hard to identify, maybe. But with those ears, you should be able to lock right in on who it is. And then, obviously, KE's soulmate doesn't have those distinct dog ears, but I think we'll be able to identify him anyway. Just look for a man. Kevin was Elaine's soulmate, and Anbor was KE's soulmate. His name's Anbor. Yeah, just whenever you're talking to a prospect, say, please send me an ear pic. Is that what Kevin's wearing? Tight white jeans with holes and an 80s perm? He doesn't have an 80s perm. He's got pretty flat hair. But I think Anbor may have a perm. He has curly hair. Of course, I will be a responsible citizen. And if I see Kevin around where I live, I'll let you know. Kevin or Anbor. But I have a feeling they don't live near me. Just a gut hunch. Maybe they live far away from me. Hopefully they do, because Elaine, you're in Europe. Ideally, Kevin lives in Europe. I will say this. Kevin and Elaine, it's a good couple of names for a couple, they go together nicely. Like Barbara and Bob, Kevin and Elaine. I'm thinking about inviting Kevin and Elaine over for a dinner party tonight. That would be wonderful. I love Kevin and Elaine. They're so great together. Can't you just picture me saying that? I can. After she gets with Kevin, Elaine's going to change her name to Kevin and Elaine. I am so happy for Elaine. She seems so complete now that she's gotten with Kevin. I always see her kind of gently scratching his dog ears. I can't see what's going on right now. We'll be done with this in a second. As the Adderall melts, I get increasingly inclined to do the thug shake. Hunters, locomotives, good morning. It is an absolute pleasure to see you here today. I hope the day's treating you well, and I hope as it progresses, it treats you even better. I hope wherever you go today, you have to travel by train. That's what I wish for you, hunters, locomotives. That wherever you have to go today, there's a train waiting to take you. Zineb Bugader. Good morning. How are you today? Salam Balakum. It is 1 a.m. Well, that's morning. That is morning. Someday, hunters, locomotives, I envision you taking the Orient Express. The Orient Express is a famous train. Zineb Bugader says, angry, sad. No. I can't read Arabic, obviously. Zinedine Zidane, famous French soccer player. It's not called the Oriental Express, Joe Media. It's called the Orient Express. Joe Media agrees with Zineb Bugader. Zineb Bugader is a cool name. It's like somebody just took some random letters and just threw them together like that. Yeah. Here, what's my name? Zineb Bugader. I don't remember which World Cup it was. I do remember him headbutting that guy and getting in trouble for it. Maybe something to do with being really, really bad changing tracks in real time. Really, really bad at changing tracks in real time does seem like a pretty good description of SE Polar. Changing tracks, like transitioning to the next thing, beginning the next thing. That's a lot of trouble for an INXP. A lot of trouble. Yeah, well, Kevin's great, Elaine. I'm so happy you found him. You know, he speaks 6 languages. He works as the ambassador to Croatia for the country of Georgia. He's Georgian. I hope that's okay. I hope you're not biased against Georgians. Yes, Dallas. Avoid committing to stuff at all costs. It's a good suggestion to everybody. Just keep it vague. Yeah, I want to meet with you at some point. You know, let's just both let that stew for a while. No. Let's not specify a day or a time. Let's just agree in principle that at some point we're going to meet, you know? Just like at some point I'm going to go get Taco Bell. I mentioned that I wanted to go get Taco Bell 6 hours ago. And I still want Taco Bell. And at some point, I anticipate that we will go get Taco Bell. However, I'm not ready to go yet because I'm resting. I'm conserving my energy for later. Taco Bell, not Tucker Bell, Taco Bell. Yeah, SE Polar's hilarious. I like it because it makes me feel better about my own shitty SE. No offense, INFPs. But your shitty SE makes me feel better about my shitty SE. Because at least it's not as shitty as yours. At some point I'll leave bed, but it's so comfy here. Yeah, bed's great. What's with Tucker Carlson's concerned eyebrow face? I don't know. Man with a great machete, hello, good morning, and how are you? Have I played video games before? Yes, I used to play video games. When I had a PS3, I played Madden Ultimate. I played a lot of Madden football. And when I was younger, I used to play video games a lot. Like in college, I was really into SimCity 2000. As a kid, I played a lot of games on the Apple IIe, things like Bard's Tale, Ultima, a lot of different games. Oh, well, you must be a jumper then, Show Media. Eric, I think I'm an SE Dom because I take a long walk once a week. Well, that's a poor reason to think that. You're not choosing good reasons to think things, Elaine. Crisscross means it's all jump. Show Media, you're not special for that. Oh, that cone man. That fellow really knows how to push my buttons. You got a PS4 and Xbox 360? iPad, I'm not that impressed with. I'm impressed with the Xbox 360 and PS4. Joe Biden makes me Trump. I am going to take a dump pretty soon. There's no denying that. I took one earlier when I got up, like at 3 a.m. I had a bad night's sleep last night, in part because I had a butt full of poop. It didn't want to come out before bed, you know. And that and that's sad. I don't sleep well when I got a butt full of poop, you know. You got to take care of your SI. And that means going all six numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I try to go all six numbers every day. That's pee, poo, ejaculate, sweat, cry, and mucus. Those are the 6 things you have to get out of you. I try to get rid of 5 of them a day. The 6th one, which is number 3, I'm not going to get rid of that every day, you know. Would you like an oatmeal raisin cookie? I made an extra. I'm having one with my coffee. Show Media, you have to have a vanilla wafer. You can't have any oatmeal cookies. You have to have vanilla wafers. Because you seem like a vanilla wafer guy. Hi, Carlos Paiva. Sup? Hey, girl. Carlos Paiva, you know you my world. I'm throwing some Riz at Carlos Paiva this morning. Hey girl, sup? That's how you throw Riz at somebody. I hope you guys are taking notes. All right, well, if you gotta go sing Hunters Locomotives, you just go whenever you're ready to go. You don't even have to let us know; it'll be fine. We've been alerted now to your impending absence, and we'll be okay. White chocolate is gay. I agree with that, and not in a positive way, really. It's like you're not chocolate. There's absolutely nothing to apologize for 100 locomotives. You come and go as you please without worrying about it one bit. That's the great thing about live streams. People can just come and go as they please without telling me anything. So I'll drink some water for a little bit. I don't like it. White chocolate. It doesn't really taste like chocolate. It just tastes like white. You like moist, fresh made chocolate chip cookies. Those are good. Pretty sweet, but good. So I'm just letting the other half of the Adderall melt now. I like dark chocolate the most as well, of all chocolates. The darker the chocolate, the more bitter the chocolate. I'm a fan of bitter chocolate. I used to dip cookies in Coke as a kid. It's a lot of sugar. That explains your dental problems, Boba Fett. I'm jealous of you having gotten your dental problems fixed. Oh, good goodness. Oh, goodly goodness in the goodness factory. That's what I feel like this morning. I feel like, oh, goodly goodness in the goodness factory. I don't like it when my body's not very cooperative. You know, it's like I make an effort to go to bed last night. A good hour. I'm feeling tired, but I just can't sleep well because of all the poop in my butt. This is bothersome to me. All right, now what I need to do is a couple of things. I gotta get my glasses before I go out there, and I need to get a trash bag. I was in the USA 1 month, but I'm going to come back in August for some weeks. Well, cool. I hope you enjoy your time here in the United States. We are always welcome to. We're always down to welcome visitors from overseas or wherever. What part of the States do you go to? All right, you go then, Hunter. You go to bed, you get a good night's sleep. You wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, renewed, and invigorated. Don't you mean invigorated, Eric? Yeah, but I said it wrong. I got to goo. My dream had me on a game show, and the host mocked my correct answer. I'm sorry, Jeremiah, that happened. Do you think it was I the host of the game show? I hope not. Good night, Hunter. Sleep like a baby dog log rock. Those are all the things that one can sleep like if one sleeps well. Sleep like a baby, sleep like a dog, sleep like a log, sleep like a rock. So if you really want to sleep well, you turn it up to 1,000,000 and say, sleep like a baby dog log rock. Oh, kitty. You're a big bad kitty with a bow. Bow. Yes. Oh, yes. Daddy knows. Very silly kitty. Why do you need me to be here while you eat so much? Alright, let's go do the cat litter. It's gotta be done. Might as well do it. Let's do it. I got a trash bag now. So I'll put the new trash bag in the trash litter. Farming people? Farming people is too expensive. And that's why we make them the way we do inside of a woman's belly. It's cheaper than growing them on a farm. Okay. Now it's time for Eric's least pleasant job. Cleaning the cat litter. Which, unfortunately, is quite full because I haven't had a bag in the trash can for a day or so, and so I haven't scooped it. This is some thrilling, groundbreaking stuff I'm doing here as far as YouTubing goes. This is why my channel is really starting to move lately. Because I bring real life to the people. And that's what this is. This is real life. I'm not one of those fancy YouTubers who's too good to clean the cat box. No. I'm an authentic real life person with real life chores. Like cleaning the cat box. That's why everybody says, you know why I and millions of other people constantly watch Talking to Fence People? It's because Eric's so authentic and down to earth. You know, the other day I saw him, and I know you think he's way too big of a star to do this, but I saw him cleaning the cat box. And I just thought, that man is a saint. And I was right when I thought that. That's what I hear people say all the time. So, That's why we've got 30 people here right now. Because nobody else cleans cat boxes as well as I do, or as compellingly as I. So that's why. Makes perfectly good sense. So anyway, half and half my Adderall this morning, just put tucked half between my cheek and gum, first thing in the morning. The Beast. Hello. I like the fact that you extended the L's instead of the O's there. I think that's an interesting twist. I'm not dropping a human poo in the cat box. I'm sorry. I did have that one cat box short, which did quite well, in which I demonstrated what would happen if a human peed in the cat box. But I do not plan to duplicate that with poo. I did. I got the litter box done. I don't know, but Cone Man stepped in it yesterday when he went after Rachel. That's a no-no. Now I'm more mad at him and going to be less tolerant than I used to because of that. And then tries to, it's like, I don't mind all the back and forth about typology or whatever. What I definitely don't like, though, is his shit about how Eric communicated better and more calmly this time. Like, fuck off. I communicated with that man so much. I've heard and read everything he's said, and he's not heard anything I've said. It's insane, No, show me you just brought him up. So, it got me thinking about it again. That's just so ridiculous. This notion that whatever I'm saying is somehow invalidated by the fact that I'm mad at him, right? Or that I'm frustrated by him. My tone's annoyed. I'm quote unquote raising my voice in some small sense of the word. It's ridiculous. It's like anybody can be annoying, right? Anybody can purposely be annoying and provoke some kind of emotional response from another person, even if it's just making them want to leave, right? If anytime anybody's not calm, we should just dismiss everything they say, then, then people who are able to maintain a flat affect are always right, and people who are expressive are somehow wrong because they're showing some emotion. My emotion, whatever it might be, does not impact what I say at all. So my arguments that I'm making remain the same whether I'm happy, sad, mad, anything in between, they remain the same. So it's this horrible, trick that people try to use where they manage to be purposefully irritating enough that they annoy somebody and then say the problem is that the person's not staying calm. Like, fuck off. The pharmacist tried to pull that shit with this, when I got legitimately mad at him for fucking up at the CVS, he tried to be like, the problem is you're not calm enough, sir. And then I shifted gears. I dealt with him extremely calmly. He tried to pull the same thing anyway. And I said, I'm obviously calm. You appear to be the one who's agitated. And he got really But it's like, who cares what our emotions are? I'm saying specific words that mean specific things. Hear and understand those specific things and respond on point, please. But I get it. People with different ways of paying attention, like show media, I'm I'm hitting him in his polar all the time, probably. He's he's probably TI polar. So I get that he doesn't process words the same way that I do, and he's not concerned with what they mean or except for like how it links to you personally. He doesn't care what an INFJ means, except that he is one and it's great. Like this whole appeal to vagueness thing is super annoying. That nobody can ever type anybody for sure. Typing doesn't work like that. It's not like actually a real thing. It's just, if you think you can say that it is for any reason, then you're wrong because that threatens my identity as an INFJ. Like, how fucking annoying. And I appreciate the way that Frank Costanza would have chewed the pharmacist a new one. I did chew him a new one, but that didn't work out so well for me. It worked out better when, instead of chewing him a new one, he's like, the reason I'm wrong about INFJs is because Rachel is an undeveloped or unhealthy INFJ, and I'm predicating all my understanding of INFJs on her. Of course, I'm not predicating all my understanding of INFJs. Forget this disrespecting your elders or shit, People deserve respect according to whether they behave in a fashion that deserves respect, If if somebody's going to be that unfair in communication, which is to say, I'm hearing what he's saying and responding to it. He's ignoring everything I'm saying, except answering a couple of questions in this extremely half-assed way. But like ignoring the big questions. If in fact you're an INFJ come in, why is your FE tool not managing perceptions better? Just ignored that question, despite the fact that I asked it several times. It's super annoying. Meanwhile, I'm not being that discourteous to him. I'm reading what he says and responding to it. He just doesn't like my responses, No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Oh, it is. It's not Wonder Point Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Like, I don't know how old anybody is except when they tell me, right? So I don't ask how old they are. I don't go check their channel to see how old they are. I treat everybody the same. What else can anybody want in life? From another person, right? Except to be treated the same based on what they say and how they act, and not based on anything else. Because basing on anything else is bullshit. It's just being groupist, right? It's saying like, because you're young, I don't need to show you much respect. Because you're old, I should show you more respect. Fuck that. And even if they tell you your age, they might not be telling the truth. That's true, Admiral Mighty Buffoon. Who knows who Cone Man is? Cone Man keeps writing that you are misunderstanding him. Maybe if we just take one thing like FE and you discuss it, we might make some progress. I mean, maybe. Yeah, I guess I get that he's dealing with some shit, and I've been trying to be compassionate, right? But he's obviously not dealing with any shit. Instead, he's spending all of his time watching YouTube live streams. So, and, all of his attention is directed on being wrong in this live stream. So, how much compassion can I have for that? Right. Well, I already decided last night after I was done with that stream that next time he comes in here and starts saying shit, I'm just going to start saying, well, either copy and paste a part of the book you're writing or email me when you want to be typed. It's going to say that like every time. Clinging to this weirdo four-word soup, four-letter soup. It's not four-letter soup, it's just four-letter label. I agree that, clinging to it at the expense of being correct, being reasonable, hearing what I'm saying, responding to it, etc., is not a good idea. He can be all the things he wants to be without being an INFJ, Everybody has the ability to be insightful, creative, all those things, right? He gets that those labels are arbitrary. He can assign those labels to himself all he wants. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? There's a lot of people in here, but not a lot of people chatting, which is fine. But I don't know. It's exciting, really, to be honest. I find it exciting. The fact that I'm streaming and seeing 30 some people in here is just amazing. Even if it drops, it'll drop a lot and then get back up, drop a lot. But hi, Mr. Kartoffel, how's it going? But it's super exciting to see like things popping around the channel. To not just be sitting there on 12 people in the stream for forever, which it was like that before. That's for sure. I mean, I've been plateaued. I was plateaued for such a long time. It took me such a long time to get from, let's say, 7,500 to 8,500. I don't know exactly how long, but a very long time. And then with the confluence of a couple of things, the last month or two, all of a sudden, things are popping. It's like a dream come true. Well, I mean, that's the thing about subs is I don't think that subs are going to be like, oh, I'm a huge fan of this channel, right? But I do think that if you're subscribed to this channel, there's a greater chance that it's going to show you a thumbnail for my live stream when you go onto YouTube. And that, therefore, there's a greater chance you might decide to come back here again sometime. So, in that regard, because this is what I've talked about this before here, which is the subs I want most are subs that decide they like this. They like my live stream for whatever reason. So, because that's what I do all the time, and I can do this without having to do any work. I stream all the time. People who sub to the channel because of some uploaded video, well, that's not what I actually do. All right, you go take your big poop. It's important to poop. Everybody knows that. So, I mean, it is the case that I provide. Hi, not good, Dan. You need a toilet brush after that poo. Uh-oh. Sounds like it was a moisture. It sounds like you had hot butt full of death. Butt full of hot death. Those 9,040 subs are just unloyal bums. Like, maybe they're just sleeping like Rachel. I've got to clean this part. It keeps getting resin on my lips, which tastes terrible. A loose poop, yeah. Loose bowels. I remember this. Student of mine, back when I was coaching speech and debate team, so I had to do both speech and debate, back at Rebay. Later on, I just coached debate because I was able to delegate the speech events. But when I was coaching at Rebay, I had to do both. And this kid was doing a creative speech event where they write their own speech, and it was a duo interp, creative duo interp. So you write your own duo interp speech, and I don't remember exactly what it was about, but it was a game show of some kind, and the host for this game show, he named him Loose Bowels, which I thought was pretty funny. Mr. Quack says, "What's going on, brethren?" Not a whole heck of a lot, Mr. Quack. I'm currently live streaming. It's an activity I enjoy, especially now because I get to meet some new people, like Mr. Quack, who is still working on his doctorate, but after he attains it, he's going to be Dr. Quack. He's getting a doctorate in duck studies. Cod liver streaming. So I mean, I think one advantage that I have as a streamer is that I stream all the time. So people like things that are predictable, regular, they can count on to be there whether they show up or not. I used to think that sort of quantity of content was a good thing that would lead to growth of the channel. But I since have come to believe that just live streaming is more or less a waste of time, doesn't grow the channel at all, that I'm just stuck in oblivion forever. And then now all of a sudden, things are moving again. Who knows how long it'll last, but I'll enjoy it while it's happening. You're so right, Show Media. I mean, at neither of, I played 3 times. At none of the 3 performances, I'm not satisfied with any of them in terms of what you say there. Like, the moment in my energy cycles, I wasn't happy with where it fell either. I'm not happy with where it's falling this time either. So I did get a pretty good amount of sleep last night. I've been pretty good about taking the Adderall as prescribed, although I wasn't yesterday. Ended up taking 2 of them. A viscous cycle. I'm 18. It's my birthday today. Any advice for me? Big Bro 57U? Yes, I do have advice for you. I'm going to give you the same advice I give to any young person who asks me for advice like that, which is try not to make any big mistakes or big life-changing decisions. Permanent stuff. Try not to do any permanent stuff unless it's part of some sort of specific productivity arc. That's fine. Like, you've got a plan to become a welder or something and want to go to welding school. Well, great, do that stuff. But otherwise, try not to make any big, permanent, long-term decisions. Avoid them as much as possible, and avoid big mistakes as much as possible until at least you're in your mid-20s, late 20s. Then you kind of can trust yourself a little bit more to make those kind of decisions. It's a great quote. If I could take it all back now, I wouldn't. I would have did more shit that people said that I shouldn't. Or if you prefer, bro, you could follow Boba Fett's advice: get pregnant, develop a crack habit. There are two types of growth: slow and steady, lasting growth, and fast and volatile. Yeah, well, there definitely are different kinds of growth. I'm not sure if fast has to be volatile. I grew a lot during my time as a student teacher, learning from Mr. Samuelson, and and that was a period of fast growth, but it was not a period of volatility per se, unless you can. I mean, it was just a period of a lot of learning. I I don't know why you would call that volatile exactly. And I've grown. But what's made me grow more than anything else has been YouTubing. Um, Putting up videos, live streaming, talking with people in video conferences, meeting a bunch of different people, understanding by watching myself, having a better understanding of how certain things play, maybe, and or bad habits I have in terms of communication or expression or whatever. I know, crazy, isn't it? It's been in the 30s, peaked over 40 on a couple of occasions for quite some stretch of time now, which is incredible. That's a good idea, K.E. K.E. says that she had a tiring day because, of course, she was out all day looking for Ann Bohr. Well, just take your time finding Ann Bohr, K.E. If you spend all of your energy trying to find him in one day, that's not going to do well. You have to play the long game. You can't just run around town with a picture of Ann Bohr, spending, looking for him, calling his name, Ann Bohr, or some anagram of those letters. Not good, Dan. My heart goes out to you, okay? I know that experience. I hate that experience. And my heart goes out to you. In fact, I think we should raise awareness about this problem. Multi-white poops. Eric, he reminds me of you a bit in this scene. Who's that? Who reminds me of you? I like to strike while the iron is hot too, Kay. I hate it when I'm forced to delay. Am I gay? No. But I am a member of a gay couple with my wife, Rachel. She's a woman, but we do a lot of gay couple stuff. Stuff like picking berries, going antiquing. We don't really go antiquing, but things like that, All right, I've muted. I'll watch this thing. You're also bored. You had nature explained to you and you're bored with it. You have the living body explained to you and you're bored with it. You have the universe explained to you and you're bored with it. So now you want cheap thrills, blah, blah, blah. I don't matter how tawdry or vacuous they are, as long as it's new, as long as it flashes and fucking bleeps and 40 minutes, well, whatever else you can say about me, I'm not fucking bored. So how's it all going for you? It's a bit boring, actually. I can see what you're saying. I can totally see what you're saying. Do I go thrift shopping? Yeah, we do go to thrift stores and stuff. Oh, he's so misunderstood. If you want to talk about somebody who's highly misunderstood, it's Eminem. People think he's some sort of homophobe or whatever. But if you actually listen to the lyrics, it's like nobody wants me. I'm chopped liver. What they want is Slim. If you want Slim, I'm gonna give it to you. You know. And then he says a bunch of horrible shit, right? But then in another place, they're like, well, I guess I'll drop another record for these fucking retards who want this retarded shit. It's clear as day when you listen to his shit that he is saying in no uncertain terms, I'm not Slim Shady. You are the retards who keep buying this shit. That's not what I have to say. He's super brilliant. Yeah, I liked him better when he was on drugs too. That's fine. That's to be expected, show media. And from the movie Naked by Mike Leigh. Yeah, the drugs helped. You know, like let's pay a little homage here to Eminem, okay? Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark, this is how we used to make the party start. We used to mix hen with Bacardi Dark, and when it kicks in, you can hardly talk, and by the sixth gin, you could probably crawl, and you'll be sick then, and you'll probably hurl. And my prediction is that you'll probably fall either somewhere in the lobby or the hallway wall, and everything's spinning, and you're beginning to think women. I like this song. It's a good one. Because this song is called Drugs Really Got a Hold of Me. It's a good song. Marshall Mathers LP is his best album. It's got Drug Ballad on it. It's got Kill You on it. It's got Criminal on it. When I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things. She used to tell me my daddy was an evil man. She used to tell me he hated me. But then I got a little bit older and I realized she was the crazy one. But there was nothing I could do or say to try to change it because that's just the way she was. They say I can't rap about being broke no more. They say I can't rap about coke no more. Slut, you think I won't choke no whore till the vocal cords won't work in her throat no more? You motherfuckers are thinking I'm playing, thinking I'm saying this shit because I'm thinking it just to be saying it. But just bend over and take it like a slut, okay, Ma? Oh, now he's raping his own mother, abusing a horse, snorting coke, and we gave him the Rolling Stone cover? You goddamn right, bitch! And now it's too late. I'm triple platinum, and tragedies happened in 2 states. I invented violence, you vile, venomous, volatile, vicious, vain, Vicodin, vrin, vrin, vrin. Takes this, yeah, this song is great. Blood, guts, guns, cuts, knives, lives, wives, nuns, sluts. Bitch, I'ma kill you. It's hilarious. I'm impressed. Stop watching, old man. Stop watching what? Stop watching this old. Stop watching this old man. Are you bald? Mostly bald, yes. I am bald, yes. You're observant of my head. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. I seem to peace love our drugs. Well, that's true. Ain't no lie. There ain't no drug I don't want to do to keep me from doing drugs. There ain't no mountain high enough to keep me from doing drugs. Hi, Duke. You're back. It's Duke. Whether or not Duke is John Wayne is yet to be determined, but I'm still thinking maybe. Oh, Derek, I just saw that Kid Rock was on Joe Rogan. What do you think of his music? I don't think much of it. I am not a fan. So, if you were planning on getting me, making me a Kid Rock mixtape, don't bother. You assume we actually live. Jeremiah Fix, it's true. I do assume that you are alive. We pretend that we're dead. You don't pretend that you're dead. If you pretended you were dead, you would not be saying things. Dead people don't say things. Bradford Love, you. Bradford Love, you. It's the fact that you don't do blow. I don't do any blow, that's true. Not a fan of cocaine. XX Mevst Nerg, hi. I didn't greet you yet. Hello, welcome. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Did people pay attention to rock band drama like they do artists now? Well, I mean, back in the day, people paid some attention to rock band drama, but we didn't have the internet, so it was just like uh, you get magazines that talked about it, or you see stories in the newspaper about some rock band trashing a hotel room, things like that. But and certainly certain kinds of the behavior of certain kinds of super big stars was covered maybe on TV news, like Michael Jackson holding his baby over the edge of that thing. KE says talking here is fun, but I wouldn't call it doing something. KE, do you think that when I'm talking here that I'm doing something, or do you think that I also am not doing something? Or do you just think that the people in the chat are not doing something? My brother laced a joint with cocaine once. Freaked me out so much, I never touched drugs again. Well, your brother sounds fun. If I'm gonna hang out with somebody, I wouldn't mind hanging out with your brother. If he wants to lace joints with cocaine, that's fine. We're ideating. What do you mean, Kay? I count as doing something, but you guys don't. Okay, so I agree. There's a distinction in that this is at least in theory potentially productive for me. Like right now, it seems to be because there's 34 people here for some reason. I mean, that number might be wrong though. I don't know how much to trust that number. Have I ever done crack? Yeah, I have. I spent one night, one time, smoking crack all night long. I gave myself something equivalent to chemical pneumonia in the process. I had to go to the doctor the next day. I'm exploiting chat for my means. We are paying you with our attention to further your goals. Well, that's true. I don't understand that German, but I'm going to try to read it anyway. Ich haben sie. Kannst du mich an? Like that, maybe. and we are getting entertainment in return, I guess. Well, even if you're not entertained, you are engaged, okay? Okay. So even if that engagement doesn't rise to the level of entertaining, it still counts as engagement. Wasn't crack made from toilet bowl cleaner? I don't know how they made crack. Anyway, I only did it that one night and I never did it again. And it was as it was advertised, like it made you very interested in getting more crack. I should start live streaming, says Isaiah Reed, whenever I get the itch to socialize and no one to talk to. Yeah, well, it's a little bit easier than that. This is why you're gonna have trouble with that, is because it's easier to just come here since I'm constantly live streaming. Instrumental Conductor says, what are you talking about? Currently, I'm talking about whether or not live streaming is productive at all for me or for you. So KE was saying that essentially people in the chat, they're not really doing anything right now. They're just being in the chat or what have you. Whereas I'm technically doing something because although it hasn't heretofore ever been productive, it might someday prove to be productive. And it is being productive right now because I've got an unusually large number of people here. Live videos talk back. Haha. Novacek Family Farms says, red face, red face, red face, red face, red face. Do I like crack? No, I didn't like crack. I did it one time, one night, a long time ago, like I was maybe 19. And I never did it again because I really didn't like it. It's like these study sessions on Zoom, except no one does anything and we love it. Monologue away like a diary thing. Okay, question everyone. Which actor should play Kurt Cobain in a movie? Good question. And I really like that question. I would agree in general if you talk about more or less anything. There's certain, if you start getting like hate speechy and stuff, then what did I walk into? Well, NSA, if anybody should know what you walked into, it's you, okay? No, Blackheart, go away. My elder cousin sis used to have a dear diary habit. We stole it once and laughed all night long. Dear diary, I saw Bobby today. He's so handsome. No, Blackheart, extroverted and intuition. That's rude, Bobo. That was done to me when I was 15, and since then I never kept a diary. I mean, you really ruin a person's sense of security. Just, can someone please get rid of Blackheart? Somebody who's got a wrench. Okay, that's what I'm scared of. Becoming an illustrator and just being a monologue for me. 40. Thank you, Winston's mom. So, what was I saying before I got distracted there? Oh, right. Katie, that's what I'm scared of. Me beginning a live stream and I just monologuing the whole time because no one joins. Well, you've got to be okay with that if you want to do this. You've got to position it as, I'm going to start live streaming knowing that I'm just talking things out for myself, explicitly stating that and hoping maybe somebody's going to be interested in and have some thoughts that engage with what I'm saying. And that maybe I'm only going to live stream for an hour, and that even if nobody joins, I can practice, so to speak, freestyling thoughts without anybody paying attention for an hour. And then gradually allow it to attract people. You got to give yourself that standard to begin with. Hello, friend. I am Shelton, artist from Sri Lanka. How are you doing? I am doing fine, Shelton, artist from Sri Lanka. And yeah, you can do that for maybe an hour, right? After that point, you'll feel talked out. But the other thing you can do if you start doing that is then watch your live stream or listen to it afterwards, and sort of get which parts are most interesting, which parts are least, from, because we have to SI shit. We got to experience it ourselves to understand it. not good, Dan. If you're finally done now, then you really had a big mess going on there. I would just stream 24/7 and become famous because of that. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now, is just stream all the time and hope that this unusually vigorous response that I'm getting from the YouTube algorithm, I guess, is a combination of vertical streaming and maybe getting the strike off my channel in December has produced. I am 52. Hey man, how old are you? What's your country? My country is the United States of America. And good, Elena, I'm pleased to hear it. And my state is California. Brenna says you would make a great voice actor. Well, thank you, Brenna. I always have said I have a radio face. Didn't Eric just do some weird 11-hour stream the other day? Yes, I did do something like that. Or actually, I did. It was more like 13 hours, but it was broken into 2 streams technically because at one point I guess I lost connection in the middle of the day and it reset the time. How is my day? My day is young, and so am I. My day is young because it's only 7:30 in the morning, which is pretty early. Still pretty early. It's pretty chilly out here as well. I'd say mid-40s. KM Cowgirl Road to 2K. Hi. Adderall powers, exactly. I would thank you, Brenna. I didn't mean to subvert your compliment into something else. That was my bad. Brenna, I want to talk about problems, completely hassle-free themes, reality. Well, let's talk about those things. Absolutely. And you want to narrow down problems a bit? We could start there. Move on to the second topic. Yes, sir. Please tell about California. I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to say. That yeah, you got to really intuit to get California from that, but I'm guessing that's what it's supposed to say. California is a mixed bag. Your voice is handsome. Well, thank you. Looks like a beautiful home. Thank you. It is a beautiful home. I'm very fortunate to live here. I'll show it to you. It's a nice house. Yeah. This is my house. And I can't believe it, actually. It's like, I cannot believe I live here. I cannot believe that this place is my house. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry to hear that your uncle passed away, Jace Page. Terribly, terribly sorry. I saw a girl in seriously busted out, blown out, ripped jeans the other day. Thighs were blown out. How do you wash them? Yeah, well, Michelle, wait. My point about this whole hole in jeans thing is people have this whole thing about, like, it starts out with holes in it. They buy it, it already has a hole in it. What is up with that? Just wear jeans until they naturally get a hole in them. Don't have a hole in it on purpose to begin with. It's ridiculous. Do you have any investment advice for us viewers? Oh, this home and my financial security has nothing to do with my investing well or anything. It has to do with my parents dying and me inheriting stuff. I had a good job, but I didn't like save and put money away and stuff like that. What's your opinion on the new Johnny song? The newest one, I like it. I think it's really good. He put out also some kind of a track before that one. That one I need to listen to more. I've only listened to it once. I was shocked to hear how much it sounded like this one song of mine from quite some time ago called Choir Life. So I don't even know what either of them are called, but I've listened to the new one that was put out like a couple days ago a number of times. Hi says I love you, and then has purple square, heart, 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 heart. Well, thanks, Hi. I love you too. What's your job you before? Oh, I used to be a competition debate coach, and I worked as the director of a private competition debate school, program architect, director, head coach, and then I had my own debate school for a while, private debate school business called Autonomy Debate. Now my job is to watch the cat eat. Because this cat is very needy. He needs a lot of reassurance that it's okay for him to eat right now. That I'm here and I'm going to watch him eat. Coco, chicken, soldier, 55K. Coco. Coco to you too. Okay, why don't you want random people ogling you? Good question. Winston's mom is the kind of person you want to have on your side if you want to make a YouTube because the reason this channel is alive. That's not exactly true that she's the reason the channel is alive, but it is true that she's very helpful. She certainly has played a big role with her constantly they're constantly like sending out emails every time I go live, stuff like that. That was super nice and helpful and stuff. Yes, you are, Isaiah Rude. You're welcome to learn from me, but the problem is, like I said, I'm a competition debate coach, and I'm accustomed to coaching things in terms of say a given topic. If you really want to learn debate from me, if you're serious about it, then decide on a topic you want to cover. Then we'll meet and we'll talk about how best to argue each side of a given. If you come up with a topic, I'll come up with a resolution. We'll talk about how you would argue each side of that resolution, and then maybe we'll kind of like make a document that it doesn't have, we wouldn't actually cut cards probably, but we'd structure a document that would show where the cards would go if we were to cut cards. Maybe I'd do an example card or something, And then you'll learn about the concepts and the process. We could even run a couple of debate rounds or something, Maybe even record it. Maybe I'll publish it, if you're cool with that. I know of this channel for years. I bumped into a live stream in the middle of my obsessive typology learning frenzy some years ago, never looked back. I know the channel for years. Sometimes I would drop for a couple men and leave. She was always here. Yeah, Winston's mom's great. I don't mean to understate her significance at all, but I would say that probably your earlier statement was overstating it a little bit. Only thing I see on YouTube Live that is interesting. Oh, well, thanks, Warriors Knowledge. That's very kind of you. I like to say that Talking with Famous People is the world's only YouTube channel. However, when I do say that, I'm lying. So keep that in mind. It's a strange looking raccoon, says 24 Jake 24. That's actually a cat. This channel overtook my free time half a year ago. Haha. Well, this is a great topic. I'm enjoying this topic a lot. You guys talking about your experience with talking with famous people. You know, it overtook my life, this channel, like 12 years ago or something. Maybe more now, I don't know. But I've been YouTube obsessed ever since. It's weird. Ever since I had the first instance of a video that got good response or good views compared to my other videos, like one that popped. As soon as I had one that popped, and we're talking about low level pop compared to something that really pops, but um, I was hooked. As soon as one of them worked and people were like, I love this video, meow, 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 I was hooked. I've been doing it ever since. Both the ceilings are low and I am tall. If this were Rachel standing here, she's 5'2". You probably wouldn't think the ceilings look that low. But I am 6'5", so I'm pretty tall. I'm over a foot taller than my wife. Isn't that kind of crazy? I like this channel, but all this typology stuff is confusing to me. I'm skeptical of stuff like that, so I usually bounce when that comes up. Yeah, well, it's sort of the primary topic around here, I guess. But I don't consider this a typology channel per se. It's just that when I used to make a lot of uploaded videos, that was the topic that I'd get views on. So I made mostly videos in that topic area. I still put up, well, not mostly, I still put up lots of other kinds of videos. But uh, but yeah, in terms of being a guy in life, I I'm interested in lots of things other than typology. And yes, understanding cognitive functions gives me just a lexicon of terms to allow me to metacognate better, which is to say, I can understand instances of my own attention with by using these terms to distinguish between instances of meow, instances of meow. It's also a super good way to like critique arguments because cognitive functions kind of uh, cognitive functions break down into like certain values, and it's comprehensive of essentially all the values that people have. So if you have a set of arguments, you can evaluate them in terms of what they are appealing to, right? Is this an appeal to novelty? Is it an appeal to magnitude of impact? Is it an appeal to efficiency of solution? Is it an appeal to, and all those things linked to specific cognitive functions. So critiquing arguments is my favorite thing I've seen on this channel. I hate bad arguments, even ones that are used to support things I agree with. Well, that's those are the words of a wise man this age. The thing is, I hate bad arguments most when they're used to support things that I agree with because these give ammunition to the people who are opposed to that thing, right? Well, the reason people like this thing is because of these dumbass reasons that idiot said. No, that's not the reason I'm in favor of it. That's the reason he's in favor of it. But you know how that goes. On an 11 day, is today an 11 day? Polarity is in everything is good, but people's beliefs and egos can interfere with true understanding and divine intervention. Polarity in everything is good? I mean, does everything, it's not the case that everything is defined by poles, though, is it? Even just practically speaking, when people make bad arguments for things I support, they give support to my enemies, which is what you just said. Yeah. Yeah. You were typing that as I was saying it, I'm sure. Perform day. So you don't like typology because of the 16 personalities names? Good morning, Ananova 5. I am feeling well. I'm feeling excited because, at one point this morning, we hit 50 people. I saw it on the number up here. If that number can be trusted, it's hard to say how much that number can be trusted. But Professor says, I saw 111 and 1111 like 5 times these past couple of days. Always gives me a chuckle. Still find it pretty stupid. Well, it means those are magical moments of power. Okay. I cannot do a backflip. Schweilheimer. I can't even do a front flip. Okay. So you're going to have to be okay if you're going to stay around here with a stream that involves no gymnastics. At best, few to no gymnastics. Maybe there's one gymnastic somewhere. But I can do this for you instead. I may not be able to do gymnastics for you, but I can do a yoga pose. Okay? We're going to go over some of my favorite yoga poses. I've done this, shown people before, but this is a good way for you to reach to enter a spiritual chrysalis and emerge a beautiful butterfly. So this I call walking into the other room. All right, that'll ground your root chakra to your chest chakra in a really effective way. I call this one looking over there. This one always centers me, That's called the famous Bigfoot pose. I am a beautiful butterfly, and it's because specifically I emerged from my spiritual chrysalis after years of hard work as a yogi and as a guru. Namaste. Namaste to you, and namaste to you. May we all attain the glowing spiritual truth that I live every day. I actually don't do a lot of yoga, to be honest. Part of the reason is I like to move around more than I like to stay in one place. Namaste doesn't mean goodbye, does it? It means spiritual goodness to you, sir, and spiritual goodness to you. That's what namaste means, I think. I don't really know. I don't speak whatever language that is. Is it Hindi? Is that what Indian people speak when they're not speaking English? Hindi? Namaste. Namaste. Yeah. Are you going to leave? Namaste. Okay, so that's what namaste means. What is my favorite food? I like ribeye steak. Abby1243 says, do you have any kids? Yes, I have one child. She's 25 years old. She lives in Los Angeles. Her name is Delilah. She's a beautiful and wonderful young lady. And she's really into Minecraft. Which I think is a pretty okay game. I don't love it enough to play it a lot, but I think it's a pretty okay game. I think I would like to try. I could try to stream myself playing Minecraft, but I have no idea how to do that vertically. I'd have to look into that. How can I stream myself playing Minecraft vertically on my phone? I have no idea how. Sophia Sizemore says, ew, what the hell? Sophia Sizemore? You hurt my feelings. Okay, Isaiah. Well, I'm not sure how much more Minecraft I'm going to play, but we'll see. I could use a Minecraft coach, that's for sure. But at the same time, I just want Minecraft to be easier. Yeah, I still do typing sessions. I got one that's upcoming Friday. He wanted it this evening, but I got to play an open mic. Hi, so nice weather. It is nice weather, you're right. It's surprisingly warm given the time of day. I got these in the supermarket, and I will once again explain that Mostly I got these ones because I didn't have a lot of choices and they were the right magnification. And because they're orange, they're easy to find. I tend to lose my glasses a lot. I have a couple. I had a couple. I broke one of them. And I don't know where the other one is, but I had a couple of black pairs of glasses that I kept not being able to find because they blend into my black chairs. You know. Do I think that typing sessions can help? What do I think typing sessions can help with in personal development? Well, it really depends what type you are. You know, um, different types or do different things with information you give them. I don't really have a clear understanding of how someone else benefits from a typing session with me. Although I've heard plenty of people say that it was very important to them to have clarity on the thing, and they appreciate it a lot. Hi, Azra Bingle. Yes, I didn't ignore it. I just finished my thought first. Thank you, Sarah Berry. I appreciate it. Azra Konuni. Cool. Azra Konuni to you too. I hope all your Azra Konunis are great, and your Bindi Ingles yolks as well. So it says today's high is going to be 61 degrees. It's currently probably, I don't know, 45. There's a website that gives you 2 tarot cards as the theme of your life based on your day. Cool. What I could do when I go back in after I poop, I think maybe I will do this, is we could play 4-word sentence, magical 4-word sentence if you want. I can give everybody a magical 4-word sentence that's dictated to me by their spirit guides using the Prism Oracle cards. Okay? We're going to use the Prism Oracle cards to make a 4-word sentence. So if you would like to hear the wisdom of your spirit guides, if you want to get in this line to get a pull of your 4-word spirit guide oracle cards, then go ahead and let me know in the chat. And when I'm done pooping, we will travel to the astral plane, which is where I do my work when I'm consulting with spirit guides. But as far as like self-growth, self-development goes, I think the best thing a person can do is to work with Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo, life coach. And yes, part Native American. Obviously, Native Americans make the best life coaches because of their Indian wisdoms. Ooh, I'm so goose pimply right now. I've got goose pimples galore. I wonder if goose, I wonder if goose acne is contagious and I caught it from engaging too closely with a goose. I don't remember engaging closely with any geese recently, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. I don't remember everything in life, you know. I'm not an elephant. An elephant never forgets. But an Eric sometimes does. Still, I suspect I would remember an encounter with a goose notable for their bad acne I could have been sleepwalking. I don't have any history of ever sleepwalking, but it's never too late to start sleepwalking. How's my poo coming along? Well, it was just a very small poo. A little kind of afterthought poo from my earlier poo that I had before I started streaming. It's like, hey, you left me behind. I want to go join my friends down in the septic tank. So I said, all right, little poo, let me squeeze you out. You know, somebody was talking about Vietnam earlier. My underwear, Hanes Comfort Flex, are made in Vietnam. And I gotta say, hey, Vietnam, you're doing a fine job of making bun huggers. Because these bun huggers are comfortable. They hug my buns as promised. They got a nice fitting elastic waistband. I like them. Just for FE reasons, I'm going to wash my hands. Normally I wouldn't, but I don't want to hear somebody say, you didn't wash your hands. So I'm going to wash my hands. There. And no, I didn't fake washing my hands. I actually washed my hands. Why would I scar my face? I don't know. You want to be edgy? What are we talking about? What are you talking? Where are you talking with, fam? I don't know what that means. Oh, there you are. Yep, I'm here. I'm here, I'm queer, I don't want any more bears. There is none good but one, and that is God. If Jesus is God, to you, good on you. Damn means peace. They already argued through most topics. True. Faith and religion is just magical thinking. Magical thinking is not bad. Like, rationalists tend to use the word magical thinking to be in a derisive way, right? Like, that's just magical thinking. Magical thinking is one of a myriad of paradigms, frames, whatever, that one can evaluate different things through. And in fact, as I've stated before, it is my contention that there are certain kinds of grand cosmological questions about purpose, destiny, morality, etc., positive indications of morality, not negative ones, that can't be resolved rationally, and thus require actually to engage with a magical thinking frame. And I can assure you, as a rationalist, that if you allow yourself to engage in a magical thinking frame, it will not take you over and all of a sudden make you irrational or something. Obviously, I've incorporated mine without sacrificing reasonableness, rationalness, or correctness. Well, no, certain questions can't be engaged rationally, such as positive moral indications. We can engage the question of negative moral prohibitions rationally, but not positive moral indications. What up, bro? Not much, bro. Yet only the negative type of morality, Carlos. So, all negative rights kind of calculi don't do harm to others. Respect the principle of non-interference and stuff. That stuff can all be adjudicated rationally. However, what you personally ought to do in life, as opposed to, you've got infinite things you might positively do, infinite kind of charities you might direct your attention to. Which one you should direct your attention to, that's a question that you can't answer without engaging some kind of magical thinking frame, right? In other words, for me, I would say without God. But you don't have to be about it. It doesn't have to be God. However, it is the case that positives can't be resolved. They may be able to be engaged with utilitarianism, but utilitarianism is much worse than magical thinking in terms of justifying things. First of all, it's not the case that everybody has a positive moral obligation to follow the positive moral indication that has the best outcomes, right? We can't predict outcomes necessarily, and so we can't make moral decisions based on outcomes. Utilitarianism is always bad. So if your brain is automatically magical in how it functions chemically, then it's not wrong to relay that back to mushrooms and plants with magical properties. I like geometry, sound, and our consciousness. Why do you take mushrooms periodically? I think you want too much determinism, Eric. Having some positives doesn't mean you can't choose. No, it does mean you can choose. But if you want clarity regarding the path you ought to take, you can't look to rationalism for that. Am I a believer in UFOs? I don't believe in aliens, if that's what you're saying. I certainly believe that there are unidentified aerial phenomena, and some of them very freaky and inexplicable, right? But I think that I've seen no evidence yet to make me say they're caused by extraterrestrial life. Duran Patel says, "Hi, girls." And Korean person, I think it's Korean, right? Is saying a bunch of Korean things. I like Korean shows a lot, Korean lady, but I can't read any of those Korean words. Well, USA does have Area 51. How do I define aliens? Well, in this instance, I am using the term to refer to intelligent life from other planets that fly spaceships here. Duran Patel, love back from the United States. You can't hide forever. You have to understand how the concept of morality arises from natural relationships between subjects. I was listening to Terrence McKenna talk about UFOs being a manifestation of human collective consciousness, and within the same day, I saw and was able to record an L-shaped moving UFO. So, okay, manifestations of human collective consciousness is a fun idea, but first of all, collective consciousness just means what? Shared understandings, shared stories, shared narratives, right? Well, I mean, what I think the best response to my point about positive moral indications is simply this: that human beings don't get to have certainty regarding positive moral indications and positive moral paths, and that just because there's ambiguity there doesn't mean it has to be resolved. And reality is such that positive moral indications are ambiguous. Thus, an attempt to engage those ideas with magical thinking frames such as prayer is it's simply ambiguity avoidance. That would be the best argument against what you and I are saying, No Sage, which is that in fact one needs a positive moral indication to have clarity about. I mean, one needs a magical thinking frame in order to have clarity about positive moral indications. Well, I still have that position because I do want such clarity and I don't want ambiguity. And of course, I don't ever really get that clarity, but I get more clarity than I do just through rationalism, which just ends at, well, it's ambiguous and ambiguity is okay. If something exists in higher dimensions and somehow makes it through to our visual realm out of a rare occurrence, then it's safe to say we collectively don't fully understand the anomaly. Well, it's safe to say that each of us does not understand the anomaly independently. Some of us, I mean, each of us pays attention to that information differently, right? Some of us pay attention to that information as a way of establishing what we already hope to be the case. Some of us are very skeptical and are going to be dismissive of that information, no matter how compelling it is. Some of us are going to be on the fence. Everybody's going to be confused in different ways, right? The collectivity of the whole thing is illusionary. Well, it is the case, both No Stage and Carlos Paeva, that all the parts of morality that can be determined rationally, that those parts still are predicated on some axiom we agree on, such as slavery is wrong, or um, another way of putting it, nobody else can own me and be morally correct. Okay. So as long as we do have to presuppose that there is a moral correct and morally incorrect, but we don't need God to presuppose that, because those are definitely um, they're statuses we afford to certain prospective actions and or positions or whatever, right? They're statuses we afford. So because those statuses we afford exist. In other words, it is possible for me to feel wronged by you, and it is possible for others and me to evaluate whether or not you wronged me and what that means. Okay? Because people are culpable for their actions, they incur liability when they do certain kinds of behaviors, whether it's civil, criminal, or moral liability. These terms carve out certain conceptual spaces, and those conceptual spaces exist because they're implied by one another. So it's absolutely the case that we can adjudicate most of morality without needing any kind of magical thinking frame. However, when we get particularist in the morality, that is to say, what should I, the specific human being, where should I be directing my attention? It's going to be the most positively moral direction of attention. For that, we need a magical thinking frame. It is the case that human beings perceive right and wrong. They perceive themselves as being treated fairly or unfairly, etc. Right? So the conceptual spaces for morality exist regardless of anything else. We don't need God for the conceptual space of morality to exist. We can universalize plenty of things about morality, provided we agree upon that central axiom that, whatever that ground level axiom might be, however you want to phrase it, something like, you can't own me and be morally just. Be just. You can't justly own me. Olivia XX, here's a shout out for you. You, Olivia, and both of your exes are welcome here. And, if I were you, I'd say, call me Olive. Because I think Olive is a great name. Olivia, I like too. It's fine. It's a good name. But Olive, I like that name a lot. Like Brad Pitt should have a kid and name her Olive. Olive Pitt. But is it your position that we shouldn't farm mushrooms? It is my position that we shouldn't farm mushrooms because mushrooms are gross. The only thing you should farm mushrooms is psychedelic mushrooms. Those should be farmed. But regular mushrooms, who wants to eat mushrooms? Why? Why would anybody want to eat mushrooms? They're gross. Everybody knows that. Olivia XX, the best girl ever? Is that her name? I thought it was just Olivia XX. But I like the best girl ever. That's a bold claim. It's kind of like my bold claim that uh, Talking with Famous People is the only YouTube channel in the world. And alien amoebas as slaves, Eric? Do we have alien amoebas? I've not enslaved any amoebas as far as I know. Yes, I did get a new haircut. I gave myself a haircut the other day. I got the clippers, trimmed it all around, head, beard. I didn't do my eyebrows, but probably should. Okay, Carlos Paiva, and just make sure you're arguing for purpose, okay? Don't just be all contrary. Because I've already pointed out that you need to start with some kind of an axiom. Morality is opposed to strictly self-interested behavior, since morality looks to harmonious and optimal relationships on the aggregate. Okay, well, you're wrong about that, though. Because we have to distinguish between moralities that universalize and those that don't. And why they universalize and what the conditions are for them to universalize under. That's what matters. And no normative framework can call itself a normative framework unless it definitively says before a prospective action is taken, whether or not that prospective action is morally justified or not. But that's not why people have morality. It's not because it's optimal for the aggregate, right? People have morality because they experience being wronged themselves. We need to remember that, and this is a common mistake people do conceptually, we have to remember that the group doesn't do anything, right? Like, sure, incorporated groups and corporations can legally take action like individuals, but like individual human beings don't understand morality in the kind of broad utilitarian terms that Carlos is talking about, right? And in fact, every time we do, that leads to disaster. So COVID is an example of, the COVID lockdowns are an example of people actually using that metric of aggregate harms and goods to make a decision. And you see how catastrophically bad it turned out, right? That's not how we can adjudicate moral things. We can't do it with utilitarianism. It doesn't work because we need to know beforehand whether something is going to be moral or not. Not after we've done it and looked at the impacts. That's a rejection of morality. Morality is first in the order of questions, not later. I asked you why one ought to do that which is optimal for the aggregate. I mean, I think the problem with that notion is that we don't agree. You and I don't agree about what's optimal for the aggregate. And anybody can establish that anything's optimal for the aggregate by counting only the impacts they like and ignoring the impacts they don't. Then it puts the burden, if we accept utilitarianism, on the other person to pile up more harms, negative impacts, in order to negate the thing. It places it abdicates the AF's responsibility to meet its burden to affirm, and it tries to shove that burden onto the neg. Utilitarianism, as a consequence, is evil. It's like, hey, look, here are all the good impacts of re-implementing slavery. I've made a big pile of good impacts for re-implementing slavery. Now we should do that unless the neg can come up with an even bigger pile of harms. Absolute fucking garbage. The neg just needs to point out that slavery is illegitimate, right? Utilitarianism is the road to hell. You know, it's absolutely the road to hell. You cannot predict all the impacts of your prescribed action, of your prospective action. The fact that you think you can is insane, right? Because if you ask 10 different people what are all the possible impacts, possible positive impacts of prospective action X, they'll all come up with a bunch of different things. Then that's never a reason to do prospective action X unless it's already passed a legitimacy test. You can't justify the means with the ends. It's fucking universal law number one. You can't justify the means with the ends. Otherwise, anybody can justify anything just by pointing to possible positive impacts. And you see what happens when utilitarianism is used to justify something like the COVID lockdowns. The purported benefits purportedly outweighed the harms, right? In reality, we find that the harms vastly outweighed the benefits. It's impossible to count how many quote unquote lives were saved, if any, whereas the harms are myriad and easy to actually measure. This is what happens when we use utilitarianism to justify bullshit. In World War II, the United States justified Japanese internment with utilitarian reasons. Let's just forget about the Constitution and rights and stuff because this is an emergency. It always turns out catastrophically bad. It never turns out that it was a good idea to justify something with utilitarianism because if something's genuinely justified, it will pass a legitimacy test. If you want to fix this problem, fix it in a way that's legitimate. Don't fix it in a way that's illegitimate. Find some alternate solution that doesn't violate rights. So, utilitarianism is really just a way of saying, you don't have to do your job, Af, when you're affirming a given position. You don't have to do your actual job. Good for you, Josh. I hope you're smoking it right now. Enjoying life to the fullest. You're alive with pleasure. Alpha, you called him, he gonna go OFG. I don't know what that means. How many genders do I believe in? Well, gender is just arbitrary, right? I believe there are two sexes. I believe there are two X chromosomes or an X and a Y chromosome. No, well, Carlos Paiva, he shouldn't be convinced by what you're saying. Nobody should. Because nobody can determine objectively what's best for the aggregate. Everybody's going to have a different opinion about what that is. And so it's impossible to universalize. Right? I mean, surely we can agree on that. This topic will keep you in a state of confusion. I'm not in a state of confusion. You apparently are because you're confused about my state of confusion. I'm all alone, donkey, on Shrek. Cool. Good for you. I like that square you got there. It's a mad-looking square, Korean person. Have I mentioned I like your TV? Sarah Mitchell says, philosophy. Yes, philosophy. Get it, Eric? What do I get? Read my example at least. Sure. Where's your example? I'm looking for it. Two forms of framing your actions. My example is as good as it gets. Where's the example? I'm literally just distinguishing between two things. You can choose to be moral or just take things for yourself. It's not immoral to take things for yourself, though, right? So, plenty of what we do is wholly self interested, and that's totally fine. We don't have any kind of moral obligation to constantly work in the interest of others. Sometimes, if we're fortunate, what we're doing happens to benefit others while also being what we feel like doing, which is what this live stream is. Currently, if you're listening to me, Carlos Paiva, this is benefiting you, but this is not why I've chosen to do it. And it certainly isn't morally obligatory for me to spend my time right now doing things that benefit others. I mean, that's insane. Like, the idea that somehow every time you're doing things that just serve your own interests, that's wicked is crazy. Everybody appropriately most serves their own interests. But there are positive moral indications. Like, for me, it plays out more like I have a duty to try to not be mean, even if I'm frustrated, to try to be civil and to try to be compassionate, even though I'm being a rationalist and so I'm arguing rationally in favor of meow or meow. I need to remember that human beings are behind their wrong positions and deal with them as compassionately as I can. It's something I forget to do sometimes, but that's where I feel like my positive moral indications lie more than anywhere else. I don't feel any obligation to give money to charity or whatever other kind of bullshit like that. But I do feel an obligation to be an increasingly good person in my dealings with others. And to be honest, I don't find my morality informed very much by my relationship with God. Instead, when I pray, I only really pray three things. I'm very sorry for my failures. Please forgive me. Thank you very much for all the plenty that you've provided me. And when I can muster up, also say, I love you, God. But because I heard you should say that one time, it's kind of stuck with me. But that always feels a little awkward to me. Like, I get that you love me, but me loving you feels a little presumptuous. I am a Christian, but I'm not what you'd call a normal Christian in the sense that I understand my relationship with God as a behavior rather than a position that I hold. So it's not predicated on me affirming that God exists or something like that. I don't need any kind of arguments or proof to justify my relationship with God because I understand it as being predicated on faith, which is belief in the absence of evidence or in the face of contrary evidence. So while I agree that for me, if I want certainty regarding positive moral indications, I can only attain that with a relationship with God. I actually don't get my positive moral indication certainty from that at all. I think I just get it directly from my feelings. I feel bad when I've been mean or hurt somebody else's feelings. And so I am trying to be nicer. Because historically I've been kind of a dick, and I don't want to be a dick. I want to be a kind, nice person who engages with people because I engage people from all around the world, right? And they come in and they've got various perspectives. Some of them are, who knows what anybody's dealing with. Some people who are here right now are dealing with horrible shit in their life and they're miserable. And they might make some comment innocently enough that runs afoul of something that I assert, and then I might, meow, 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 meow them. And that's exactly what they don't need right now, So I try to remember that and try to be as compassionate as I can in my responses. Try to be inclusive and stuff like that. I don't always succeed, but regardless, it's not it has nothing. My understanding of morality has absolutely really nothing to do with God whatsoever. In practice, In practice, however, I guess I would say that prayer is an exercise in humility, and that might link to me being actually more moral. But I don't actually seek guidance about moral issues from God. I don't feel any particular uh, confusion about any moral issues. I feel like I've already parsed them all out. Please walk, please. Okay, let's walk. Where are we going to walk to? We could walk to the car in the imaginary hope that maybe I have another pack of cigarettes in there. But I already know I don't. I'm going to have to go get cigarettes pretty soon. Here's the car. Let's look inside of it. No, there are no cigarettes in there. I already knew that. But since we're walking, we'll walk all the way around the house, come back to the kitchen door, and come back inside. See how well I follow commands? Walk. I'm walking. Let's look at some plants. Let's look at some rocks. Let's look at some moss. Let's look at some house. Let's look at those plants over there and see how wonderful they are today. Let's look at my aloe over here. I need to move it inside, dear, because it's gonna freeze this weekend to make it cold. Look, I see some black marks on there. It looks like it did freeze. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't kill this. That's why I had it inside. It was like, it's too cold. Oh, I can't take it inside that way because... Stupid, Eric. What do you think? See, it's kind of black there. I think it froze a little bit. That's not good. But it looks like the middle part in there is still okay. I just wanted to get some sun and some rain, I didn't want it to freeze to death. I can't believe these Koreans are continuing to carry on this long conversation in Korean on this live stream, which nobody else can understand at all. Maybe KE can understand it. She seems to speak a little Korean. She's into Korean guys, Her dream boat, Amber, hopefully is Korean. But based on the big eyes that Amber has, I'm thinking maybe not. Koreans like to make their eyes bigger by having eyelid surgery, which I think is one of the more ridiculous things I've heard. Eyelid surgery? Surely you cannot have a problem with your eyelids. Yep, people can have a problem with every teeny millimeter of their body. Yeah, I don't know what any of that Korean stuff means, but, I like the Koreans. I think we need a slang term meaning Koreans. And I propose Rians. Like done, sir. Thank you, Michelle Lapashuk. I typically forget to say this, but for those inclined, if you feel like subscribing, go ahead. If you feel like liking the video, go ahead. It would be great. I am trying to get 10,000 subs, and I'm getting pretty darn close. I've got 9,760 or something like that. And that means I've only got 240 more subs to go until I get to 10,000. Do you know what's going to happen to me? It's pretty exciting when I get to 10,000 subs. And I feel like when I get there is fine to say at this point almost. I'm no longer ifing it if I get there. Yeah. It just looks like Korean. I don't know. It doesn't look like Chinese or Japanese. It looks like Korean. It's got those circles. Like, Korean has circles. Yeah, then I get an email. I get a congratulatory email from YouTube that says, hey, Eric, you did it. You finally did it. You got to 10,000 subs. And I want to find some stats somewhere, if I possibly can, about who among all the YouTube channels that have 10,000 subs, who took the longest to get there. And I believe it will be me. I believe I'm the slowest growing YouTube channel in history. And I'm pretty proud of that. Let's punish others for everything all the time, Carlos. Carlos, let's you and me make a morality punishment squad. What do you think? I like the idea. Where's my family? My wife's asleep. She sleeps insane hours. I get up insanely early for some reason. Okay, well, I'm not talking about your point, Carlos. I'm talking about you and me making a morality punishment squad, okay? I thought you'd be down. I thought you'd think it would sound fun too. Now all of a sudden you don't want to punish anybody. Carlos, I'm joking. I'm not straw manning, okay? I'm not engaging with the topic anymore. I'm just joking around. Can I get your opinion on this question I asked him and his answer? Let me see what the question is. Okay, would you hang out with me? I don't know, JC. Are you cool? What Drugas do you have? I can't go all the way back and figure that out. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to cut and paste it or something. I cannot find it up there. Okay, fine, Carlos Paiva. Yes, you are cool, says JC. Does the JC stand for Jesus Christ? If you're Jesus Christ, do I want to hang out with you? Yeah, of course. Come on over. Please don't turn my water into wine. I don't drink. You're not going to get it just from that, Erickson. No point. Okay, fine. So I won't engage the topic anymore. Jonathan is his name. Sorry, Snow Sage. Carlos Paiva doesn't want me to talk about this anymore. I don't really want to talk about it anymore either because I've already said what I had to say about it. Do I live near Hollywood? No. But sure, you can do what you want, No Sage. You don't have to listen to what Carlos Paiva wants you to do. But it sounds like he's saying, okay, let's stop arguing about this. And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's stop arguing about it. Do you live near Hollywood? No, I used to live in Los Angeles, but I now live near Yosemite National Park in Mariposa County. Do I love my health? Yes, I love my health. That's why this is a health and fitness stream, Alpha. Do I work out? Yeah. I'm gonna have to go get the trash cans from the street pretty soon. It's not a terrible topic. It's just a little contentious sometimes with people. Do I vape? No, I don't vape. My wife has vapes like this. These are concentrate vapes for weed. She doesn't use tobacco at all. Personally, I don't like vapes. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. First of all, like weed vapes, to me, they don't really get me high. They just kind of do this weird imitation of getting high. Social Blade is tracking me live, and these are the numbers. If you love your health, don't ever smoke. Well, the thing is, what you got to remember, Alpha, is that people are where they are in life with their existing habits and stuff for various reasons. So it's true that I smoke, but it's also true that I don't do really bad things that I used to do. So a person can't just sort of quit everything all at once. And I certainly have had a lot of bad habits in my life. But I want you to remember to compare against the alternatives rather than an ideal. Well, good job, Luna. I highly recommend for anybody who doesn't smoke yet that you don't start smoking. Okay, I think that's excellent to not start smoking. But remember, I'm not 13 years old. trying to make a decision about whether to start doing things. I'm 52 years old, having spent a lifetime doing all kinds of unhealthy things and having eliminated many of them from my life. So, you have to make some compromises with yourself sometimes. Well, people can quit everything all at once. It's called death. That's true. If I were to die, then I would quit everything all at once. But I'm not sure that really counts as quitting everything, so much as it counts as not being able to do anything anymore. But you make a valid point. Regardless, I understand myself as somebody who wants to be healthy and is a lot healthier than he used to be, and also somebody who needs to respect the fact that I'm Eric. I'm not Health Nut Joe, Yeah, you quit, including breathing. Yeah, there's one thing you quit when you die is breathing. A lot of different things you quit. You don't necessarily want to even sustain breathing when you're dead. After all, people wouldn't think you were dead then. You'd be fooling people. Everyone's journey is different. It's a good way to put it, Adrian B. Sarah Michael says, no death. I agree, no death. Four Horsemen. Wow, you're so confused and believe what you're saying. What am I confused about, Four Horsemen? Please be specific. The afterlife is outside the womb because you decay, but you are still regenerative simultaneously. That's heaven and hell. Okay, sounds good. I often wonder, if you could be put in a coma for a few weeks, get the nicotine out of your system when you still have the urge to smoke when you woke up. Well, that's how Jordan Peterson quit benzos. He had himself put in a medically induced coma. But I would never do that. And the thing is, I quit smoking last year for like a week or something. It wasn't that difficult, really. But I decided after I quit for a week or so that I didn't want to quit smoking. So I started smoking again. Never compromise yourself by consuming bad stuff. No one's perfect. We try to improve by avoiding bad things in life. Well, I mean, the thing is, some of us are naturally good at being healthy in some ways and unhealthy in other ways, and not so good in other ways. I'm very good at being healthy, what I would say, intellectually, spiritually, narratively. I'm very open, transparent, honest, comfortable with myself. A lot of different ways I'm healthy, right? But my smoking habits are definitely unhealthy and should be, people in an ideal world, all else being equal, people should choose not to smoke rather than choose to smoke. But I'm me, and I've got a lifetime of history behind me that means smoking plays certain roles in my life that fill certain gaps that otherwise may be filled by something that's much worse for me, like alcohol. I can't drink, I'm an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. And, a long time ago, I was a meth addict for years too. So, for me, I'm being really healthy, right? Because I'm taking care of myself. I'm not doing unsustainable drugs that are going to ruin my life. So I feel like, good job, Eric, God damn this thing. Why does it keep getting twisted? How does it even keep getting twisted? I don't even understand how that even happens. Somebody wanted me to, I will play Gregory, but somebody wanted me to play a song about Health Nut Joe. Health Nut Joe thinks his way of being is best for everyone. No, Matter who he's seeing, you gotta eat all these vegetables and don't cook them, please. I got to insert them raw into my blood. Then I'll do yoga and what? I'll tell everybody how they're not healthy enough. I'm Health Nut Joe, and now I will go and do some jogging. There's Health Nut Joe. Somebody asked for that. Now I'm going to play Gregory in Disguise, which also somebody else, which Acacia asked for. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, avert your eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them, because he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. He hates the lies, wants to confront the men, always telling them. But every time he tries, they only run and hide. Again he is denied the chance to yell at them. But then the bridge brings a new approach. Sneakily he'll try to encroach up on the guilty, then perhaps he'll get the chance to yell at them. He's Gregory in disguise, hands in his pockets. Now he's walking down the drive, averts his eyes. He doesn't want you guys to realize that he's Gregory in disguise. One country song, please. Sure. I will play the Merle Haggard song called White Boy. You might call me a rambling man, 'cause I do a lot of thumbing and a kicking games, but it won't do now so good to call me names. My daddy wasn't Willie Woodrow. I wasn't born and raised in no ghetto, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I'm gonna find me a wealthy woman in a line of work that don't take no diploma, 'cause I ain't got much to lose but lost the game. You might call me a good time fella, but I ain't no black and I ain't no yellow, just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got to hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Small town boy, been around a little, and I like guitar and I like the fiddle, 'cause that's the sort of soul that can fan my flame. Blue-eyed, Billy, feared and ready, I got to work just to be somebody. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. I don't want no handout living, don't want any part of anything they giving. I'm proud and white and got a song to sing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got to hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got to hump and get it. Just a white boy looking for a place to do my thing. Well, I said a few things and I'll admit it. If you want to get ahead, you got to hump and get it. White boy looking for a place to do my thing. Thank you, Alpha. Yvonne Hashem says cringe because she does not understand what's good at all. I will play another kind of country song that I wrote myself here. That one was Merle Haggard. This is a song by me. Every life lived reaches a time when the road splits in two. There are times, dark times, times of despair, and times that are hard to feel good. That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and a satchel of helpful goods. Yeah, that satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Every life lived reaches a time when the road comes to an end. When I'm there, will there be anybody else around? Or will I travel all alone? That's when I look for my sack full of solvency and my satchel filled up with bombs. Yeah, that satchel, now nothing but home. A satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. A satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Satchel of helpful goods. Thanks, heart person, whoever's hearting. I appreciate it. You're hearting, and I appreciate it because I'm ardent. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Life can strangely be forgiving to those who stay awake all night. And mostly voices say to give in. They'll try to sap your will to fight. But whether I'm supposed to be clear or just be soon forgotten noise is sort of based on what I see here and also on what I avoid. It's a very cloudy day in Los Angeles, and today we run out of time. Struggles past, troubles still to come. The day is nearly done. Will someone buy us some more time? Cloudy day in Los Angeles. Cloudy day in LA. I'm no sort of evangelist, but I have something to say. Something to say. Thank you. No, here I am, no, only me. I'm not gonna smash this guitar. Alpha, my humble request. Love to see you singing for your wife and making her day special. Making someone smile is priceless. I actually need to practice with my wife today because we're gonna go play an open mic tonight. Well, Stuart Tranter, you've got no taste in music if you think that was awful. It's pretty much impossible for a singer-songwriter with a guitar to do a better job than I just did with an original song. This is like it really, it's like maybe it's not the best genre to be working in, like singer-songwriter or whatever, but it's pretty difficult to encounter anybody doing a better job of it than I just did right there. At least among people who aren't super famous, at least. Play some mountain and the song is Traveling in the Dark. I don't know that. Sing Cowboys from Hell? I don't know that. Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot. The guitar Jareen Stater Tots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald always thought there'd be chance enough to return to the work left rough. He'd get back to it eventually, and his visions piled up as his plans would interrupt all the work that started off so hopefully. And now his mind is back on his business, thinking of changing factless to listless, so how all the people will shout his name. And Gerald knows he understands ever more clearly now. He won't provide explanation regarding the where or the how. He'll see you and know you from inside your heart. Exciting, delighting, Gerald plays his part. But Gerald still knew there's too much to do, and he had dropped the time in the underview. Too much to rebut, so where now and what? Well, too much time spent nitpicking the skew with you. Now Gerald has a thought. Gerald has a lot. Gerald has a plot to get to Marjorie's tasty spots. He's got a good idea for a name-changing business. Thinking now about what to call Christmas when they hire his firm to change that name. Gerald has a thought. Wow, I really killed it. Killing that shit. Sing for your wife? She's upstairs asleep. What should I sing for her? Like, hey there, Rachel. How you doing? Are you sleeping? Why are you screwing around in bed? You know I love you so much, and you are my wife. I love you so much, and you are my wife. Like that kind of shit? I could do that, but that's not very fun. Thanks, I sing pretty well. You know, sometimes my voice is in better shape than others. Our Agave Weatherman, okay, I will play it as per Acacia's request. Backhanded compliment, Lamau. Well, it is true that people's voices get worse as they get older, and that at a certain age, people tend to have like an undesired but unavoidable vibrato as the constancy of their voice reduces kind of over time. That is the case. So he's not wrong that age matters with voice. All right, here we go. You're living on a time frame I will never know. Alienation and humanity's soul. Imagine you a future after the collapse, returning to the urgency of isolated past. Picturing community free of metaphysics. You're hunting buffalo while you're picking red delicious. Knowledge of the seasons, wisdoms of old. Fires blazing in the night to keep away the cold. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land with an agave weatherman. Imagining a history that never could have been. You lecture at the college, advancement is a sin, lamenting disconnection and every corporate act, asserting all your feelings and ignoring all the facts. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land with an agave weatherman. You find modernity just so banal. Wish you had been born any time but now. And your experience won't run afoul of exceptions you might allow. You visualize nobility sipping on some port, or tribes of peaceful savages and beautiful comport. But few of history's people ever thusly did cavort, 'cause life was solitary, nasty, brutish, poor, and short. Hostility is kept at bay by what you think is in the way of life as children of the land with an agave weatherman. With an agave weatherman. Boy, I have gotten so much better at the guitar since I got this guitar. Made such a big difference. Hey Gamer. Hey Alpha Mr. Magma. Hey JC, sorry I should have put my number on her and expressed myself about my drug problems. I know I need. Do I have any advice for you about your drug problems? Quit only the drug you're having a problem with. That's my advice to you. But quit that completely. Please go sing that song. What song? Oh, that song? Oh, she's sleeping. She doesn't want me to go wake her up. She's probably annoyed that I'm singing as it is. Thank you, Mr. Magma. What am I going to play next? I think I will play I guess I'll play Amelia next. Here we go. Amelia, go from that place, take unto you the details of your case. Amelia, when you rise up above, flirting ahead and soaring like a dove, what will they say when they look at you then, moving sideways in the space you're in, and staring sidelong with your thirsty grin? Amelia, can't you see that you and I will never be? Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave out in the rain. Amelia, we're watching you spelled for sure. No matter what we do, Amelia, when you rise up above, floating ahead and soaring like a dove. What will they say when they look at you then, moving sideways in the space you're in, and staring sidelong with your thirsty grin? Amelia, can't you see that you and I will never be? Amelia, yet you're still free, with too much opportunity to leave that in. Too much opportunity to leave that in the. Too much opportunity to leave that in the rain, Amelia. Well, that was fine. That was fine. Wednesday, the International Award for Okayness. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody at the show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue. Tears gnashing through. Holy slabs come to view. Unchangingly true and eternally new. But when the slope up is in charge today, options at large show other ways. Take a chance now, just wants to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork, it's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. Perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground, enemy ground. It was 100,000 million years ago. Time ran slow. Nobody at the show. Place the slabs below. Let them go. They will start to grow. More years ensue and tears gnashing through. A hole of slabs come to view. Unchangingly true, eternally new. But when the slope up is in charge today, options at large show other ways. Take a chance now, once quick to check, but don't get caught standing on deck. The slope presents a fork, it's not easy stopping short, too far along to turn around. To turn around, perhaps the better course was headed ever north. Now there's a fitter force, enemy ground, enemy ground. That's pretty good. I didn't play it that well though, but it was okay. I played it pretty poorly actually, compared to how I've been playing it anyway. Now I'm gonna play Wonderful, Wonderful Kitty. I made this song for my cat, Capio, because she's a wonderful, wonderful kitty, and she likes to clean herself a lot. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself, making sure you got clean lines. Wonderful, wonderful kitty, such a fabulous soft friend. And now it's wonderful kitty patting time again. Just let me pet you, don't walk away. It's petting time, and wonderful, wonderful kitty, having wonderful times, always cleaning yourself, making sure you got clean lines. But your wonderful kitty is a fabulousness I've never encountered before, and I know that I want to pet my kitty some more. Just let me pet you, don't walk away. It's Bedding time. Hooray! Well, that completes the guitar portion of today's activities. I hope you didn't hate it too much. Stop being rude, please. You're free to leave if you're not enjoying it. Hulk Hogan tights, she is correct. And if you don't enjoy it, well, I'm guessing you have a very strict understanding of what's good, which generally isn't advisable in trying to understand music, but perhaps you only like, a rage core or something. Thank you. So, I am going to have to wrap up the stream pretty soon because I am out of cigarettes. I have some butts. But butts are not cigarettes. Let's not lie to ourselves, right? Thank you, Alpha. Thank you, Lena Iwanska. And hi, Chris Chapin. Wonderful kitty indeed has a fabulousness. As it says here, wonderful, wonderful kitty, such a fabulous soft friend. And now it's wonderful kitty petting time again. Wise words. Wise, true words. Because my wonderful kitty, she is a fabulous soft friend. Unlike Trouble, who's horrible. I don't get to see my wonderful kitty very much anymore because policeman Trouble tries to prevent her from spending any time with me because he's such a jealous, controlling fuck. Jealousy is not an attractive quality in any species, be it human or cat. And no, I'm not just discriminating against my cat because he has AIDS, okay? Yes, he has AIDS, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm discriminating against him because he's a dick. He's a complete dick all the time. Obviously, we love him, care for him, do our best to nurture and socialize him properly, yet he remains a dick. Last night, though, I did appreciate the fact that he slept up around my chest. I much prefer him to sleep next to me up around my chest and down by my legs where he's constantly getting in the way. So, I don't know if he was trying to be cool or if he just accidentally was cool. Probably the latter. What should I do if my cat is a dick? That's a good title for a video. What you should do if your cat is a dick. Eric, if you had just a little more pigment, your love language would be words of affirmation. Affirmation? I don't get that joke, really. I find myself singing that one quite a bit, often at Moochin, who's also a fabulous soft friend. Yeah. If I type my wonderful kitty, I have. My wonderful kitty is an ISTJ. My bad kitty, my AIDS kitty is an ENFJ. Yes, he has cat AIDS, Berlin. We were surprised to learn this too. When we moved from Los Angeles to Yosemite, we had to get the cats boarded, but you can't get the cats boarded unless you have them vaccinated. So we had to go to the vet to get the cats vaccinated. Trouble was such trouble, of course, that despite being massively wrapped up in clothes and stuff in order to do this, I still managed to get scratched putting him in the cat box. But when they did the vaccination, they had to put him to sleep. You know, they had to sedate him before they could even give him any vaccinations or anything. And while they were there, they did some tests. They determined he had cat AIDS, which he got obviously before forcing his way into our family. He's a former feral cat that was around our house that we would shoo away. No big deal. Then the animal control people came and clipped his balls and put him back on the street. And then after that, he started being all like, I want to be in your family now. And then, of course, when we moved, he had never been anywhere but Arcadia, the streets of Arcadia, you know. But we didn't want to let him, just leave him there, obviously. He was accustomed to being fed by us and everything. So we brought him with us. And then at first, he'd spend all day outside of the house. I suspect looking for a way back to Arcadia or something. But there came a point when he gave up on that. And now he's like almost entirely a house cat. He rarely goes outside. He just spends all the time inside bugging us. So I have to watch him eat multiple times a day. Like Rachel and I can't sleep together because trouble is too much of a pain in the ass. I'm not allowed to see my other cat. You know, he's awful. No, it's not infectious to humans. Humans can't get cat AIDS. Only cats can get cat AIDS. Humans can get human AIDS. It's more like HIV than cat AIDS, as I understand it. I prefer to call it cat AIDS because I want to stress that I love my AIDS-infected cat, okay? And I don't appreciate people trying to discriminate against him just because he has AIDS. If you say he's got FIV, people are like, what's that, you know? You tell people he has AIDS, then they understand. He comes from the streets, okay? He doesn't come from some private boarding school, you know? He comes from the streets. In contrast, Capillo was born right next to me in bed. My cat Dixie gave birth to her litter of kittens right next to me in bed. So I've known Capillo from the moment she was born, which is kind of cool, you know? Capillo and I weren't tight, though, till later on. I basically let the mom raise the kittens as I tried to get rid of them all. I wasn't that into playing with the kittens or anything. Capillo really didn't get super socialized until we moved to Laverne. Then she became much more of a lovey cat. I let this live, went to a live where the woman was making predictions with them letter refrigerator magnets. I was like, what the fuck? I'm going back. Making predictions with the letter refrigerator magnets, huh? That reminds me of what I was planning to do, which I will do before I wrap this up, which I'm going to do relatively soon because I already get smokes. But I was going to do... Where is it? Oh, it's over here already. I was going to do 4-word sentences for people. 4-word magical spirit oracle sentences. Now, I know refrigerator magnets aren't good. You're not down for that. But, Josh, when you see what... I'm doing Josh first because I sense some skepticism of the magical arts in him. And I want him to see the power of his spirit guides, okay? Josh, let me just... Namaste, namaste, namaste. I just got to get in tune with your spirit guides. Your first card, Josh, is cleanse, okay? Josh's spirit guide, talk to me. Too many fell out at once. So. Your second one is isolation. Josh, let's see what's coming up next. Your third one is happiness. And your fourth one is rest. Okay. Cleansing in isolation allows you to rest with happiness. Cleansing and isolation allows you to rest with happiness. Or in isolation, cleansing and rest is happiness. In isolation, cleansing and rest is happiness. Those are what your spirit guides have to say to you, okay? Cone Man, hey. We're not going to be here much longer. I'm just wrapping this up. Chris Chapman is next. You need all those things. Isolation, cleanse, rest, and happiness. Chris Chapman, your first word is magic. Your second word is intuition. Your third word is abundance. And your fourth word is balance. Chris Chapman. The magic of intuition turns balance into abundance. Okay, remember that. The magic of intuition turns balance into abundance. So right now, what am I doing? I'm balancing how much live streaming I'm doing with other things that I have to do, like go get cigarettes. And as a consequence, I get abundance. Nice. Good job, Chris Chapman. Good job. And your spirit guides, good job to your spirit guides. Okay, next we've got Acacia. Acacia gets creativity. What else does Acacia get? Oh, this one. Acacia gets illumination and disruption and reflection. Okay. Allowing creativity to disrupt your reflection leads to illumination. Allowing creativity to disrupt your reflection leads to illumination. These are what your spirit guides have to say to you, Acacia. Trust in your spirit guides, for they speak through me. Okay, next, Lou. Let's find out what Lou did today. Okay, after Lou, you'll be next, Big Viv. Lou, you get abundance. Lou, you get isolation. This one came out already. Both these cards already came out. You get balance. This one's come out before too already. And what? This one. Creativity. That one came out already too. So, balance, isolation, and creativity to reach abundance. Okay? Balance, isolation, and creativity to reach abundance. Or balancing isolation leads to an abundance of creativity. I like Acacia's even a little bit better. Next I got Vig Viv, then I'll do Alpha, okay? Vig Viv, let's see what your spirit guides have to say. Oh, spirit guides of Vig Viv, speak through me today. Share your wisdoms. Rest, Vig Viv, you got rest. Let's see what else. This one. Pain. Uh-oh. Pain. That's not fun. Caution. And love. Be cautious in love, lest you rest in pain. Be cautious in love, unless you rest in pain, Big Viv. If you're not cautious in love, you might rest in pain. So, be careful. Don't give your heart to just anybody, Big Viv. It's too precious for that. I have somebody, I think, was after Big Viv. Alpha. Alpha's after Big Viv. Then I'll do Gobtree, okay? Try to get everybody. Alpha, you got fear. Alpha spirit guides. You're spitting out cards at me. You get magic. That was very magic of your spirit guides to spit that card out. And this one, sweetness. I was only joking when I said. And anger. Just as magic can conquer fear, so too can sweetness conquer anger. Just as magic defeats fear, so too does sweetness defeat anger. Am I a gangster? No. I believe Gobtree is next. So we've got Gobtree. We'll see if anybody else wants one. I'm not a gangster. No, I'm not. I'm just a regular guy a lot. I live here in a house in California. Gobtree. Your spirit guide's first word is rejection. But don't worry, we're going to get a few more words for you. Your next word, what does that say? Let me put my glasses on. Anxiety. Rejection, anxiety? Your spirit guides also, though, say happiness, so that's good. And, this one, trust. Trust that rejecting anxiety will lead to happiness. Trust that rejecting anxiety will lead to happiness. Now, I'm not a drug dealer. I don't sell drugs to anybody. I buy drugs for me. Trust that rejecting anxiety will lead to happiness, okay? Gobtree, trust in that. Sarah Michael wants one. So here we go, Sarah Michael. You also got fear. We've had that one before. Let's see. That's a twofer. I have a rule around here. There's not a universal rule for all card pullers, but for me, never take a twofer. You want that comment removed? Which comment? Hi, Tamara Richardson. You mean the one that Coman put, or? That's fine. Just leave it. It's fine. I don't care about that. He's laughing and crying. I think we all know that I'm not a drug dealer. Death. If I dealt drugs, I would have no drugs left. Okay, Sarah Michael. Sadness. Oh, okay. Fear converts the mystery of death into sadness. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Just joking. Fear converts the mystery of death into sadness. Cool, that's fine. Thanks, come in. But Sarah Michael, remember that fear converts the mystery of death into sadness. In other words, don't worry. Just because you don't understand death doesn't mean you have to be sad about it. Anybody else want one? Before I put these away, call it a day. I'm taking requests. Anybody want to meet their spirit guides? I have an incredible ability to commune with your spirit guides, whoever you are. I know them personally. I know them better than you do because they talk to me all the time. They complain about you a lot. No? Nobody else want one? Oh yeah, I'll be I'll be doing that open mic tonight, and yes, I'll be doing a live stream. Hopefully that goes fine, you know. Nobody else wants one? Okay. Then, last chance, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We are done then. Right now, because Eric needs to go to cigarettes. So thanks for being here. I love you all. I greatly appreciate your presence. If you're not subbed and you feel like it, go for it. That'd be great. Liking the video would be great too. Thanks for being here, and see you later. Sorry, Mo Prim. It's too late.